Okie doke. Now, hi guys. Oh, I sound really tired. Hold on. All right. Hi, Jack. Hi, Pat. All right. Let me go to live chat. Hi, Steven. Hi, Alyssa. Hex and Johnny Dragon and Leolyn and Susie. Hi. I just want to go onto the PayPal group real quick and add the last couple of donations. Not really donations, raffles that have come in for the deck, which this week's deck is the Ancestral Path Tarot, which I don't know if you guys saw. I was getting ready for Tarot Tuesday and looked into the Ancestral Path Tarot. Sorry, guys. Whew, I gotta wake up. And the Magician card, I thought this was really funny. Like, funny. The Magician card of the Ancestral Path Tarot is the cave drawing that we literally were discussing. That is the exact cave drawing of the sorcerer that we were discussing during the Death and Dying discussion, which I didn't know that until tonight when I was looking at it. I was going to take a picture of the Five of Swords, but as soon as that came out, I thought, oh my goodness, that is so weird that is literally on the tarot deck that we are drawing for this week. So talk about, meant to be kind of stuff. That's one of those weird moments. Okay. All right. Sherry Norris. I got to add 9 entries for her. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. And let me just go back to the summary. Okay, so the last raffle ticket that I got was Sherry Norris. Hello. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Emma. Yippee, 5 of Swords. I know. We got to go over it, though, so I kind of am like, good. We'll get it over with and be done with it. Okay, hi, Jen. Hello, everyone. Can I ask a favor of you all? Of course. What is it, sweetie? Hello, Moon River Star Child, and Jewel, and anybody else I missed. I need my glasses, and I think this week I'm probably going to draw the raffle right away so we can get it over with and out of the way and move on to tarot. So it was, I'm here, just need a coffee. Hi, Leanne. Random.org, which will give us a random number, and then we will match that to the number that you have on the raffle. Whoops, Can you see your raffle numbers? I posted the link so that you can see how many raffle entries you got. Make sure that it was the right amount and all that. I take it right from the PayPal there. Waiting to hear what we can do for our Kay here. What can we do for you, sweet pea? My muscles are being summoned. What's up, Kay, my dear? Before I do the drawing. I have to say I'm a bit tired tonight. I took a nap after work, which I try to do on Tarot Tuesdays. I don't know if I ever woke up, though. So we'll see. I mean, I think I did, but I don't really feel quite awake. My daughter-in-law that was going in an accident a couple years ago is still undergoing surgeries. She has surgery on her leg this Thursday. Still trying to save it. We will put her in the basket again, Kay. I'm sorry to hear that. That is still an ongoing kind of thing, huh? Not that that kind of an accident goes away quickly or anything, but whew, no kidding. I will put her in the basket for sure, sweetie. And we will definitely be sending her some energy, okay? It was a terrible accident. I adore the picture of the tattoo you'll get. Isn't that great? Oh, I was going to bring it and I forgot. Hold on, let me grab it. It's right here. Okay. So, Pat had sent me pictures of the elements that I really liked that they've been putting on candles, and I really liked them. And my son, who does tattoos, I gave him the pictures, and he drew out. This is going to go on my leg, so this is the element tattoos that he interpreted. So this is going to go on my leg, my right leg down my right calf. So there's the earth symbol, and air, and water, and fire. Isn't that cool? I really love what he did with that, so I'm psyched. For sure, for sure. Now I have to put it where it's not going to be disturbed. Perfect. Isn't that cool? Yes. Whale sign. I just wanted to say last night's chat was amazing. Thank you. I'm glad that people got something out of it. That's good. I think it was something that needed to be talked about for sure. Going to be a bitch and tat. I know. I can't wait. We almost lost her twice, so everything you can do. Absolutely. I hear you, Kay. No problem, honey. You're getting a tattoo? I'm getting another tattoo. That will be, let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 now, so. Yeah. I've been listening to the replay, bawling my eyes out. I have been purposely avoiding the replay, Emma. Yeah, I'm psyched. So, lost some clients last year. Good. Put it in the same safe place. Shh. Don't say that, Pat. Or else I'll lose that too. It's not lost. It's just hidden away for some reason until it's supposed to come out, which is super annoying. All right. Oh, let me do the drawing. Okay. So we have 44 numbers. So I'm going to put a maximum of 44 into the true number generator. And then I'm going to press the button and it will generate. Whoops, did I do it already? Damn it. It generated the number. Shoot. Well, it was as I was coming up. Hopefully you guys know me and know that I would not do it on purpose. I forget that there's a mouse down here, so if I touch it. So it is number 31, which is, if you go back to the raffle thing, number 31 is Kimberly Schurer. Yay, Kim! So congratulations to Kim. She actually is somewhat local. So I will get a hold of her because I'm assuming she's not here. I'm not sure. But I will get a hold of her and find out if she wants me to send it or if she wants to. I don't know. I'll be sending it anyway through Amazon. So we'll just send it to her. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yay, that's awesome. So next week, if you guys have any suggestions, I'm going to put a poll up tonight. Keep in mind, guys, you can add whatever decks you want. You can add a deck that's super expensive if you want. We just have to wait until we get up to that amount of money in order to get the deck. So whatever deck you guys have your little heart's desire on. Can you show us your tattoo? Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely, honey. So this is the one my son drew for me off of the picture that Pat showed. Earth, these are all the elements. The earth, air, water, and fire element. And that's going to go down my right calf, which I just love. Love, love, love. Can't wait. Love. And he's like, we have to clear out this living room up here because there's not a whole lot of room in the house to do that. That's the tattoo that my son drew that he's going to be doing on me soon. Yay, your son is very talented. When am I getting it? Soon. Hopefully, I think he's had 2 days off, so probably next week is his next couple days off. Maybe I can get him to do it then. Yes. Okay. So I will put a poll up, whatever, if you guys have your heart's desire on a deck that, that you normally wouldn't be able to afford, or a deck that is, I don't know, an indie deck that we have to get off of Etsy or something. Keep in mind, you can do any deck you want. We just have to wait until the funds get up to enough money to get that deck, which we do have some extra funds in there after, doing this twice now. So, yay. Congratulations to Kim. All right. On to tarot, right? Tonight, we are doing everyone's favorite card, the Five of Swords. So, am I saying that sarcastically? Yes. Yes, I absolutely am. No one likes to pull this card. It's never a card that when this card shows up, anyone goes, oh no, today's your birthday, Hecta's crossing. Well, let's get this out of the way then, for sure, right? It's never a card that when it shows up, people are like, woohoo. No, it does not happen that way. I think after you do this, you'll find Austin's. Oh, good, Shauna. Maybe. I was thinking that too, because I kind of cheated this card out of its spot because I pulled this card first, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do this card. I want to do Austin's card, which was Temperance. And I feel like the universe is like, oh, really? You think you can do that? Well, we will hide it from you then. So I'm hoping that it shows up too. Happy birthday. That's right. Happy birthday, Hecta's Crossing. Let's definitely get this card out of the way. All right, so we are going to start with Liz Dean, Ultimate Guide to the Tarot. Okay, ready? My sword shall taste blood, right? For sure. And I have to say, one of the cards or a couple of the cards that I posted in the event this week were really good. One of them was the, what was it? The Afro Goddesses Tarot Arcana or something like that, was such a great card. And that is the card that I first saw from Queen Osset. If you don't know Queen Osset's channel, she's wonderful. That is her favorite Five of Swords card ever made. And it is an African-American woman, has the sword and is like licking the sword, and so it's cutting her tongue and a drop of blood is coming down. It's gorgeous, and she's had it made into a t-shirt and stuff. So hi Dana. Oh good, they send me hugs back. Good. I hope you had a good dinner, sweetie. She went to dinner with her parents. Well, she went over to her parents for dinner. Okay, so Five of Swords, the element is air. We are still in the thinking suit. Astrological association, Venus in Aquarius, numbers 5, key meanings, upheaval, conflict, and loss. The Five of Swords shows a young man holding 3 swords, 2 hoisted proudly at his shoulder, and 1 held downward by the hilt as if to stake his territory. 2 swords are cast down on the beach, surrendered by the retreating figures. Rather than having dignity in victory, however, the young man appears to be grinning, perhaps taking sadistic pleasure in his opponent's defeat. The defeated figures have their backs to us, unable to face their challenger again, and the one on the right has his hands to his face in shame. The clouds tell the story of the conflict that has just ended. They are gray and slashed like torn fabric. The youth wears red for energy and vitality, and green, the color of nature. If you get up in my chunk, don't even think about it. It's my open window. I need that air. First, this tells us about his personality. Red reflects his energy and ego, and green his sense of natural entitlement. Not just to take his challenger's weapons, but to enjoy their humiliation. The green can also symbolize his greenness in the ways of the world. He has yet to learn the karmic lesson of what goes around comes around. Second, if we see ourselves as victims, we can interpret the red and green as symbols of growth and wisdom gained from the experience of conflict. So before I go on, keep in mind, there's 2 different ways of being here. Neither of them are good, let's be honest. But there's 2 different ways of being. You are either these 2 in defeat, kind of crouching in defeat and hanging your head in shame, or you are this victorious asshole who, yes, is victorious, but is a sore loser and has won victory in nefarious means, or at what cost? Like, what cost did you win this? You either lost friends because of this, or you lost your dignity, or you lost your upper hand, or neither one is a place we want to be in. So the first thing we have to do is decide which one of these we are. Either we are the defeated, in which case we're like, ugh, this is awful and shameful. It's never a fun defeat or an easy defeat. If we are the defeated, at least we can take heart in knowing that the green and red here means we are going to gain something from this. There is knowledge to be had from this defeat. It sucks. We're not happy about it. It's one of those that's like, yeah, I get it. I learned the effing lesson. Yay. So happy that I had to do this to learn some stupid lesson. Or we are, yes, you can be both. Sometimes, absolutely. Sometimes you're defeated by one thing. And in that defeat, you figure out that you have won something at a great cost. This also links with the cards number 5, the number of mankind and our physical experience on the earth plane. 5 is also the quintessence or the 5th element in alchemy. In the Five of Swords, the quintessence is the experience or what we gain from the aftermath of battle. This is symbolized on the card by the blue sky behind the slash clouds and calm waters of the sea. The storm is abating. So at least, see, we do have calm waters. The waters are starting to calm. So at least this battle is over. This battle is, we have to kind of lick our wounds a little now, but there isn't going to be more continuous fighting. We have been defeated. It's done. Or we have gained the upper hand from awful means that we don't ever want to have to do again, but it's done. We're not still in the midst of that battle. Which if you look at stuff like, I don't know, what do I think of? The seven, is it the 7 of Wands? Not 9 of Wands? That he's standing on the platform and he's battle weary and beat up and stuff. At least we're not still in the midst of the battle. It's over. We lost miserably, or we won and we still don't feel good about it because it really sucked. The traditional meaning of this 5 swords is battle and loss. It often shows family disputes. That's a big one. One that you can I shouldn't say easily. It's not an easy thing, but when you are reading intuitively, many times when you start talking about this defeat and a battle and something you've done something or you've won at a cost that you didn't really want to. There's no winner. Yes, regardless of the side. Exactly, Kay. You have won maybe, but at what cost? Many times this has to do with family conflict. Like, yay, you won the argument. Now your son won't speak to you. Or, you know, good for you. You made your loved one break up with you because you were a total bitch. You know, like there's something there that has been lost for sure. Conflicts with managers and also being the victim of the system, specifically educational boards and government and educational bodies. In relationships, the card predicts tension and conflict. Overall, the 5 swords reveals ongoing stress, continual challenges to your position, and often defeat. However, this disruptive 5 of swords manifests for you. The overriding message is that all is not lost. You may not win the battle, but you can recover and walk away with your self-respect, provided you make a gracious exit at the right time. So if you are not him, if you are them, you can leave with your dignity, lick your wounds, and come back again and figure out a different way to battle. There's a danger here that you continue the fight even when the battle is over. Regardless of the provocation, deal with your anger and disappointment. There's a saying, it's all over, bar the shouting. Don't keep shouting too much longer or hope to revisit the situation or relationship will be done. Sounds like every time my father decides to pick a fight with me, right? Good job. You've made an ass of yourself again, right? Exactly. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Yes, sounds like the friendship I just lost by breaking up with my partner, right? It just is that, really, do we have to be in this position? That's why, again, this card is never a card that when you pull it, you're like, oh, okay, I can get through this. It's kind of, oh, okay. So this is what we're going through. It's just one of those cards. To me, it's, I've said this before, it is pretty much, I think I would rather pull any card in the deck besides this one. It's just one of those that you think, what the hell? Silent treatment works too. Yep. These meanings give great insight to the imagery of the card. Yes, absolutely. We're going to move on to the Tome of Tarot here by Benabel Wen, the Holistic Tarot. Profiteering, cunning, Machiavellian. What a great word, Machiavellian. It's my favorite. I know. Poor Stephen I don't know. It was like you were pulling this card like on a daily basis for a while. And it was just like, you know what? I think I even told you to take it out of your deck. Like after a while, I thought, oh my God, how is he pulling this card again and again and again? I said, if I were you, Stephen, I would be taking it out of your deck. Enough. Come on, enough with this. Yes, you did. Yes. You can only do this for so long before you're like, you know what? I'm going to be this guy now. I'm going to rip somebody's head off and say, I don't fucking care anymore. Number 5, uncertainty, adversity, and changing tides. A man with fiery hair smiles slyly while hoarding 3 swords. 2 swords lay on the ground. 2 men walk away, their backs to the man. They have been defeated. Jagged gray clouds appeared in the sky. The water in the distance is in a state of unrest, but remember, getting better. This card is about unfair advantages and spitefulness. The green and red clothing worn by the main figure in the card may suggest applicability to either money or work-related matters. There are 2 ways to interpret the 5 of Swords. Either the seeker has been taking advantage of others to get ahead, or the seeker is the one who often gets taken advantage of by others. Deep down, this is a seeker who feels he or she was born with unfair disadvantages, that others are more privileged. Obsessive desire to win that can only be destructive. Yes, we all know that person, right? I can picture that person in my mind right now. That just has that obsessive need to win at any cost and is such a douchebag because of it, or feels so entitled that they deserve the world even though they may not have worked as hard as the other people. They just have this sense that they deserve the world. There is a subconscious, unacknowledged resentment because of that. If the interpretation of the card is that the seeker is the one taking advantage of others or certain situations to get ahead, it is because the seeker is attempting to overcompensate for his or her disadvantaged state through cutthroat tactics to defeat those that the seeker believes are more privileged. Oh my God, this is the Millennials card. Cough, cough, not naming any names. Yes, none at all. My son, who I love. It is a card about being resentful for not having what others have, and thus doing everything in one's power to get what others have. The seeker reasons that if he or she could only have what that privileged have had all along, then they would be happy and content. However, now that the seeker has obtained what he or she sought out, the victory feels empty. The seeker thinks he or she has won, but the storm is just coming. It could indicate that the competition or battle is now over and the seeker has won, but at what cost? See, it's funny. I don't read it that way. And that this is something that's going to be up to you when you start reading, or you are reading and you're reading intuitively. Some people do read it as the storm is just coming. The seeker thinks he has won. Like, haha, I have won, but coming up behind you is someone else who's better than you. I personally don't read it that way. Usually I read it as the battle is over and you're either the douchebag or you're the defeated. But if you're the defeated, at least you have the opportunity now to lick your wounds, learn the lesson, whatever it is, that lesson that you're supposed to be learning, and come back a better person. Hi, Deb. The seeker may have lost his or her friends and allies over the situation. Now these people who were once friends and allies have turned their backs on the seeker. The 2 swords on the ground, which seem to belong to others and not to the seeker, suggest that others have given up on the seeker. They're walking away. The Five of Swords also gives a sense that the seeker is using a proverbial sledgehammer to crack a nut, right? So overly doing it. You're using this big sword to crack one nut. All right. Good, good, good. We're going to move on to Modern Tarot by Michelle T. Oh, this card, right? Perhaps at first glance, the Five of Swords isn't so bad. After all, the fellow in the foreground, the one you're meant to identify with, is smugly collecting the swords of his enemies. You won. Those two figures in the background, the one retreating and the other seemingly sobbing, holding their face in their hand. This is why I love her. Screw those losers. The swords represent air, and in this card we can almost see that element in the form of an ill wind blowing through the landscape. Jagged gray clouds mar the sky, and wind whips the hair of our so-called hero, rippling the water in the background. This scene lacks the glowing glory that tarot bestows on scenes of true victory. In this card, the winner appears to have won the battle, but winning the war is not in their destiny, perhaps because there are no winners in a war. And if the Five of Swords has come to you, you've probably considered a full-on Joan Crawford, don't fuck with me, fellas, display of your strength and power. And guess what? It will almost certainly work. You'll get what you want in the short term, but only because you have not given enough thought to the long term. How will this situation persist in spite of your small victory? Will your showy performance make your opponent double down in a way you can't compete with? Will there be a fallout from any unforeseen quarter? Who will turn on you because of this power play? And then there is the question of your own well-being. Is it really good for you to be engaging in such negativity? Is this fight bringing out the worst in your personality? How does it wear on your body and your mind, on your spirit and emotions to be in war mode? When the Five of Swords comes up in your life, you are either already embroiled in a messy conflict or on the edge of tearing something down. There's a bad situation going on that feels unattainable to you. You're sick of putting up with someone's shit. You're observing something unethical and it's time to blow the whistle. Whatever it is, this card suggests that you will succeed. If you feel like someone needs their comeuppance, well, they will get it. But what you really need to do is examine what the outcome will be. Not for them, but for you. Is it really on you to expose your coworker as the lying, lazy phony he is? Or could you back off and allow him to downwardly spiral into his own consequences? Perhaps you really do need to make a power play. Maybe you have a bad relationship to get out of. Well, do it, but with a minimum of damage. It might feel great to release all those rotten text messages you've been sent to the internet exposing your cat of a soon-to-be ex. But when the Five of Swords is at play, you can bet that you're going to look like the crazy one when the dust settles. The Five of Swords is telling you to keep your head down, put on your cloak of invisibility, and get out of the conflict with a minimum of damage. Absolutely. What will the seeker need to do to up his ante next? Yes, right? What else? What else does he have to do? I hate conflict. I know, it leaves me exhausted too. Is there a way you could sell these decks and books online somewhere, like an Amazon store? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. As a matter of fact, you know what? Thank you, Marge, for reminding me. I have the ability now to get links. So I will find a pen. Nope. I will ask one of my admins afterwards to remind me about links. And then I will post links to our normally used decks. I can do that at the bottom of every Tarot Tuesday. All right. So if you come back to this one, and if you come back next week, the links for most of the decks that we normally use will be at the bottom here. And if you end up getting them through my links, then I get a small percentage. Okay, the coworker is passive aggressive, so there's no winning on either side. Yes, 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 yes. Will they be affiliate links? Yes. Is that what you call them? I have the ability now. I finally figured out how to do it. Actually, it's funny. Marge, Leanne was the one that suggested it, and I figured out how to do it. But I forget to do it. So, yay. All right. I don't see the 5 as conflict. I see it as change or adjustment. Well, that's one way to look at it. And I'm curious to see how you read that. That's really interesting. That's great. I don't see it that way. This card to me has the energy has always, to me, as soon as I pull it, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Let's figure out my first question is always, which one am I? Which card or which person am I? Am I the defeated who are walking away in defeat, sobbing? Or am I the asshole who's a douchebag even though I won? Because usually it's one or the other for me. All right, let's go into some of the different examples. Some victories are empty, for sure. All right, so we are going to start with the Spacious Tarot. This is one of my fairly new decks. I really liked this one, the vulture sitting on top of the one sword. That is like the epitome of, okay, you won, and guess what? Now the vulture is picking at your bones. There's like nothing good left here. There is just, even if you're victorious, where the hell are you? The vulture is picking at what's left. So that to me is a really good card. Yeah. It's one of those that's like, oh, damn. Yeah. Not a card I want to be pulling. Like I've said, it's this card is just the card that if I pull this card, douche canoe. If I pull this card, I'm like, oh no, yuck. Oh, why? Why this card? Yes, yes, yes. Whispering Spirits. Finished homework. Yay! Or shark trumpet. Whispering Spirits. I actually had the thought that you were the vulture. And how does it feel now that you've won and there's no one to celebrate with you? Oh, that's a good one. I didn't even see that, Matt Leland. That's really good. Now you're the vulture. How does it feel, you douche? What did you have to do? And now you're there all alone. Good for you. Yippee victory. I like that too. So this is Whispering Spirits. This is the same creator as the Mons Tarot, which I think is, oh no, it's not live anymore. But it just was on Kickstarter, and the second edition should be coming out fairly soon. Empty Victory. Yep. And this one, I love the face. To me, it's funny that there's only 2 eyes. She's very good at this, I have to say. There's only 2 eyes. That's it. There's not a whole lot. Yes, he looks so sad because he lost his friends. Yay, he won. But now they're like, okay, well, we're going to go play without you. And all she has is 2 eyes. I don't know how she did that with this character that is, not male or female, not human, there's 2 eyes. How do you make those 2 eyes look so sad? Yay, I won. Now I'm all alone and I have no friends. No, boo-boo, right? Very good emotion out of those 2 eyes, for sure, that are just dots. She did great. Really great. This one is a deck that I don't use very often, even though I love this deck. But I don't use it very often. I kind of save it for Samhain time usually. This is the Baba Studios Bohemian Gothic Tarot. Adjusting your thoughts to a clear thought, reason, or philosophy. Vultures clean up what needs to be cleaned up. They do what needs to be done. That's fine. Whale Song, I love that. I love having the different perspectives on the cards. That's why I do this, because I think it's great to hear that. Vultures clean up what needs to be cleaned up. Right? See, I don't know. It's my energy that is infusing into the card, and the energy I get that bounces back is that they may clean up what needs to be cleaned up. And yes, they clean up the death and the rotting and stuff, but they're left alone still. And who wants to be that one that is constantly being the one to clean that death up? But I love the perspective change and, the way to look differently. Just for me, that's the energy that I get from it. But that's why we do this, is because I love that we can get different perspectives. Love it. For this one, it is, he does look like me, Seeks. Yes. Yes. This one to me is a good one. It's just, you may win, but guess what? You're not going to have this beautiful girl anymore. You're going to turn her into a werewolf like you. Or you're the beautiful girl, and now guess what? You're about to be bitten, and your whole life is going to change. So I like that one. It's okay. Now, Whale Song, I can kind of see what you're saying with this one a little bit better, maybe. This is the Slow Tarot. And here we have this guardian. And so perhaps this guardian, did what had to be done. Even though the guardian isn't supposed to get this hands-on. This is just my interpretation of this. But the guardian isn't supposed to get this hands-on. And so she has revealed herself to, a man. And at what cost? She may have beat this man. And the one that she watches over may be safe now. But at what cost? Is this man now going to, tell the world about the guardian who came down and wasn't supposed to interfere like that? That's how we learn different. Yep, that's right. Deeper meanings depending on what the card is around, for sure. Yes, absolutely. I'm not trying to argue, just sharing my personal thoughts. Absolutely. I'm so glad you are. Thank you, Azrael. So appreciate it. Going through a hot flash. Sorry, guys. I'm like, okay, next card. Oh, you know what? I have a fan in front of me. I know retarded sometimes. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys, because you might have to adjust to the sound here for a minute, but I'll try to turn on low. But, oh my God, I'm dying. Maybe, perhaps. Let's see. Hi, does that mean I'm back? Let me refresh this and see if it's back. Yay, it's on. I'm so excited. I didn't have to start a new one. The whole thing totally froze. And then I tried to come back in and it just said an error occurred. Can someone type on there to refresh just in case someone is still stuck? Okay, let's start again. Ugh. At least we didn't have to do two. I hate that when there's two on there. Okay, here we go. All right, this is the Crystal Tarot. This is a new one that I have not used in a very long time. Because I used to have this deck and I don't know, it disappeared or I gave it up or something like that. And then I just rebought it after someone donated it to Dana's first auction. And I was like, why do I not have this deck? I swore I had it, and I think I did before, but so I just bought it again. I do like this one a lot. It is, here we have the swords are in her back, quite literally. So this is the Crystal Tarot. Crystal Visions. Crystal, what the hell is it? Crystal Visions. Sorry, Crystal Visions Tarot. And quite literally, we have, and what kills me is this is someone from Amazon. Yes, absolutely. I did get it from Amazon. I know I haven't even done an unboxing on this one, Leanne, so I'm sorry. This one I kind of threw you for a loop because it's an older deck. Yeah, she's totally being stabbed in the back here. And if you see this guy in the background, come on. Hang on, I do have my handy dandy little magnifying glass. Doesn't he look like a guardian to you? So a guardian, once again, we have the same kind of thing. A guardian came down and interfered somewhere and stabbed her in the back. I would like to see the book version, what the book has to say about this. It's out of print, which is whoever got the book version, if you could copy some of those pages and send it to me, I would love you. Because the book version gives more, you unboxed the Crystal Tarot? I did? Oh, the Crystal Tarot. You're right. Crystal Visions is different. You're right. Sorry, Leanne. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is not what, nope. You're right. You're right. You're right. And it's right over there. I think it's Los Scarabeo, as a matter of fact. So yes, but I do like this deck a lot. Thank you. All right. Shit, I can't remember which one this is. This is, I believe, Otherkins. It's either, yes, this one is Otherkins. I always get this one and Line Strider screwed up because they're very similar. But this one is the Otherkins Tarot. And there's something lately about these gamecocks that a lot of cards that we've been doing have these like fighting gamecocks in them. And so I just thought it was an interesting look at the meaning of the card here to have these fighting cocks. And not just because I can say cock over and over without getting in trouble. Believe me, not just because that. I really hope Dana is not still at her parents' house. I haven't seen Dana lately, right? Hopefully she's at dinner and her parents are not listening. I'm sorry if they are, Dana. That would be bad. Okay. We're going to keep that. What's with cocks all over the place? I know, right? Being pecked at constantly. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, this one is the Lay of Nine Worlds decks. Moving on. This is that Norse deck, which this one I like a lot. Again, this is the broken swords in front of him. Come on. Damn it. You know, my phone was doing really well last week. I might have to reset the cache like every week. I know you do, Pat. We'll put it on the list. I love this one. The friends that are walking away are yelling back at him in defiance. So in true Norse Viking form, they may be defeated, but they're certainly not hanging their heads, and they are not crying in defeat. They're like, okay, douchebag, you think you won? We're going to regroup and come back and kick your ass. To me, that is true Viking form coming out right there. So that's the one. If I had to draw a card, I probably would want to draw this one. I honestly, I'll tell you, Pat, I shouldn't say too much. I'll tell you in the admin chat. Remind me what I was going to say about this deck. Just another notch on their belts, right? And they will be back. They will be back to re-challenge them for sure. 5 cent tarot from Madame Clara. Come on, there we go. This is the 5 of Needles. And again, yay, thank you, Leland. Viking is only truly beaten when they're dead. That's right. And even then, they fight on, right? If they were true warriors. If you are a beginner, this is a good deck because it has the keywords on there, and every keyword on there I have agreed with and enjoyed so far. So these say disagreement, surrender, and sneakiness. So very in line with what we're talking about. I love the scorpions here on the needles, the scissors in the middle, the thistles on all 4 edges. Just very symbolic, right? And again, if you are one that is planning on reading reversals, which I don't, but a lot of people do, and you pull this card in reverse, then the keywords that you can read are true for the reversal for this card. So in this case, if you're reading a reversal, this is reconciliation, resentment, and compromise. So is this douchebag the same guy in the 7 of Swords later on? Ooh, that's a good question. It definitely could be. Definitely could be. All right, this is the Celtic Tarot. This is the deck I affectionately refer to as the Penis Thrones deck. This is the Christopher Hughes deck. And I love this deck. This is the victor here is clouded in mystery. You cannot see his face. He's kind of this shadow figure. And then the defeated is a human. I did not give this deck away. I did have another copy of it or something. I think you're right. I did. The victor looks shameful. Could be, yeah, with hanging their head. I always think of, because of their, I don't know, and I shouldn't, because this deck does have, the Celtic Tarot, it does have some other kind of not humans in there. But because his skin color is like ashy, I always have this, the Penis Throne deck. I always have this image in my head of the Reaper. So of a Reaper figure who is gaining that victory, but has not gained the life that he came to claim yet. That again could be totally just me. Less than humane, for sure. Less than humane though, right? Maybe he regrets his choices. Yes. Good, Johnny. Good. This is one of my favorites. I love the Everyday Witch Tarot anyways, but this one is great. This is, obviously a setup, if you ask me. This witch here has totally set this up so that this spell, this working that they're doing, was meant very specifically to get the rest of their magic. So to me, it is very much a winning at what cost. There's no way they're going to cue my eyes getting caught on the kitties. I know, always the kitties, for sure. There's no way that they're going to be a part of her coven anymore. They're not going to trust her anymore as a leader of whatever workings they're doing. Even the cats look upset. They do. They're like, what the hell, man? I love the face on this one over here. On this side, he's like, oh, shit. It just went down. Holy crap. She really did that. And they're like, okay, bitch. Fine, you won, but that's lovely. Good for you. We're never going to speak to you again. Right? Blame game doesn't help. Just fix it, right? For sure. The fit's hitting the shan. That's right. For sure. For sure. Even though Pat had posted this one, I do like this one a lot. This is the modern Spellcaster's Tarot. Worse, they might come back to take the power back from her. That's right, because don't forget, one of the hidden meetings is if you win at any cost, you may find that they will come back after you when they would have just left you alone if you had won at a real cost. So modern spellcasters, here we have the wolves who were protectors and who were around to protect and to be with are walking away for now. But we know that wolves who are pissed off at you will come back with a larger pack. High price to pay for poor decisions. That's right. This idiot, whatever the hell he did, is not going to be happy with the outcome, the ultimate outcome of this decision to be a douche. For sure. And I love the wolves in this deck. They're always protective and wonderful and with you. And Shauna's pouting. Why is Shauna pouting? Why is Shauna pouting? There are 4 logs burning. Maybe means stability going up in smoke. Oh, that's a good one. I won't let her open the MDL deck till after you're done. Oh, I'll try to hurry, Shauna. Oh, that's funny. Ruin, yes. Yes, because Pat won last week's raffle, tarot raffle. And so they got the, yep, that deck that I can't, Forest of Enchantment? Enchanted Forest of something. Okay. Shadowscapes. Once again, such a gorgeous, absolutely stunning deck. That hasn't arrived yet. Oh, it's all of her selenite. Oh no, all of her selenite. Oh, that's just mean. Forest of Enchantment. Thank you. Forest of Enchantment. Did I say it right? I'm not confident when I say it right. All right, yes. Shadowscapes. Such a gorgeous deck. The details in it, yes, as Leanne says, thank goodness. The app is wonderful. You can zoom in. The other box will be delivered to you by 8 p.m. Well, it better be. What the hell, man? For sure. I just skipped a couple cards because I'm like, yeah, no, that's okay. We don't need that one. This is Children of Litha Tarot. Whoops, it's upside down. Nope, it's not. It's just me. God, why am I so white? Here we have pheasants, fighting pheasants, and the camera is focused on the junk in the background. Really? Here we have fighting pheasants and the blood. See the blood coming off from the fight? I just love this. There's something about it. Defending your ideas. I like that one. Mama, you're going to piss off the Five of Swords again. I know. I do love this card. I have to say, now my all-time, this morning, literally, I found my all-time favorite Five of Swords card, which of course isn't out yet, but the Kickstarter is going to be released tomorrow. It's called I posted it in the group. Something garbage, like the Magnificent Garbage Deck or something. And I love it. I adore it. It is these gorgeous pastel bunnies, and one of the bunnies is screwing the other bunny. And if you know anything about how bunnies procreate, it's not very nice. And so to me, I was like, this is absolutely like the greatest Five of Swords card ever. I love this card. This is so how I feel. As Steven said, this is like what my job does to me every single day. Yes, they're screwing me at what cost? That I hate you at the end of it. I just adore it. What the hell? Mystical Garbage Tarot? Mythical Garbage Tarot. Something like that. It opens to the Kickstarter opens tomorrow. And I did post it in the group, or in the event. Edgar Allan Poe deck comes out, yes, September 8th. Yes, yes, yes. This is magnificent magnet. Liam, this is your favorite deck. Which I'm kidding, of course. I know you don't like this deck. But of course, I can't remember the name of it. Magnificent Earth. Magnifying Earth. Magnet something. Majestic Earth. Majestic Earth Tarot. To me, this was just a great example of the Five of Swords. Here we have, really, why the hell can't this focus at all? Just a little. Can we focus just a little, please? The lightning has come down and just torn this tree in half. The result has been the damage all over the place. Mystic Garbage. Thank you. Yes. Mystic Garbage. And it is such a great card. I highly encourage you to look it up. I really like it. I just thought the visual on this was really great. As my delivery decks over the next few months has grown, yes. We attempted to deliver your package, but no secure place was available. We left, and the time listed was after you got home. Oh, I hate when they do that. That is such BS. I hate that. And no notice was left. Oh, you jerks. Looks like the aftermath of a war, doesn't it? Such a great image of defeat here. This is the Elements 78 Tarot, the Elements edition. Just wow. I mean, there's so much going on in this card. She is very obviously defeated. The air always smells so clean after a lightning strike. That's true. But at what cost? Here we have 3 skulls. Were these friends? Were these lovers? Were these people who were helping her? Boy, she doesn't look like she cares much anymore. Anger is oozing from her, right? And you almost get the impression that this was people who have hurt her. That this definitely feels like a karmic, I'm going to beat them at all costs. And now you're at the end of that. And it's almost like, now what? Okay, I got my revenge. Again, there's that theme of revenge, and then what? What do you do when your revenge is done? That thing that you poured yourself into is over. You lose a piece of yourself for sure. You don't have anything to focus on because you didn't build anything good there. You just crushed. Yes, very much. For sure. So the next one is the 78 Tarot, the Mythical Edition. Take a nap after revenge. Well, that is one way to do it for sure, Dylan. Oh, I definitely will remember that. Take a nap after revenge. So this, again, I love this Japanese style art. There's lots of stuff going on in this card. I love, see the, can't remember what these are called, but the swords or the daggers on the chains. And to learn how to use these is an incredible feat in itself. But then to defeat people and have this, it's almost like not fair, you know, like here we have this guy here that is in this richly jeweled clothing and armor, and it's almost like, wow, yeah, you defeated him, but look, he is nothing to you anyway. So what was that defeat for? Why was that such an issue for you? Well, my mind must be broke. I see her as bloody, but not down for the count, enduring what must be done. That's fine, Whale Song. And like I said, it's okay that you're seeing something different in the card. That is your energy bouncing off the energy of this card, and that's what it creates. And that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. That's why my favorite motto is, if it works for you, it works, because thank goodness all of our energies are not going to be the same. So my energy bouncing off this card says defeat, shame, loneliness, winning by nefarious means. And your energy says something different, which is awesome. I'm kind of jealous that my energy doesn't make something a little brighter out of this card. I wish it did, believe me. I would kind of much rather see it the way you do. But that's not the energy that I get from it. But awesome. I'm so glad that someone that speaks to what you bring to the tarot. That's awesome. Don't be sorry about it. That's good. That means you're bringing your intuition and your energy to that. Hi, Dana. I'm glad you're back. And I'm glad you weren't here while I was talking I can't remember what I said, but I'm like, oh, I really hope her mom isn't watching. We're almost done, guys. The Ark, the Animal Ark Tarot and Oracle. Oh, yes. Thank you, Stephen. Stephen remembered what I was saying 12 times over. Yes, I find the meanings of the cards change each time I do a reading. Absolutely. And each time you notice something different in the card, it's for a reason. Their intuition is saying pay attention to something that is over in the corner that you didn't notice before. And that's what that reading is for. So the fly. All right, so I do want to hear, Whale Song, what you get out of this one, because at the bottom it says, winning at all costs, pride before the fall. Ugh, yuck. I just hate this. Dang, I missed Cox. I do too. I don't know what it is, Dawn. There's something, I just don't like it. It's pouring in Yuma, Arizona. Wow, that's cool, Holly. I think, yes. I think of it on your food, puking its digestive juices and feeling all smug and then getting swatted. Oh, that's perfect, MA. Oh, yes. So perfect. Yeah, you think you're so smart, douchebag. Now you're dead. So I hope it was worth it. How was that victory for you? Actually, see? Whale Song, that's amazing to me because I'm like, oh, I hope you can find something good about this. And of course you did. Actually, flies break down shit. They are dirty, filled with germs, but needed by the earth. You're awesome. Absolutely awesome. Good for you. I can't even. I just don't even like this card. Okay. So the last two are the ones that we read the little books from. The Everyday Enchantment by Poppy Palin. I just felt sick as this reminded me of a reading I did when I had this taste in my mouth in relation to the client. Right? Okay, and here is the story for the Everyday Enchantment. I love this one. I forget that I actually love this particular one because of the Fae guy. I love this guy right here. Come on, you bitch. No, don't report. Damn it. Okay. I'm a disgruntled employee in this excellent restaurant. That's me scowling at our despotic chief. I'm debating whether to walk out, and I know that the second chef is also. It's not a matter of if, but when. Besides the decent wage and the place's reputation, the only thing that keeps us here is knowing how much better it could be. If the head chef stopped treating us as adversaries, we could be a winning team. This is a kitchen, not a combat zone. Yet there's enough tension and resentment to fuel a small war. We dodge her friendly fire as she pulls rank, chivying and chiding us as if that will up our game. Why doesn't she realize that we need the support and respect of our senior colleague, not to be dressed down by a harassing sergeant major? She divides and conquers, playing us off against each other, and stirs the situation like a pot just to see what will happen when it boils over. And when it does, we have to clear up the mess. But to be fair, the other reason we stay isn't in spite of her, but because of her. Underneath that blustering, prideful exterior, there's an exceptional, innovative professional. Yet she's turned into a tyrant. Why? Perhaps she was bullied and it's insecure despite her abilities? I wish someone she respects would remind her that running a successful kitchen isn't just about the dishes. It's about working in accord in a complicated, well-choreographed dance. The head chef is the focal point, but we're all part of the troupe, as opposed to an army troop. And, of course, food should be a pleasure. It certainly tastes better with a little love in it. So, love, here's that little Fae guy causing chaos. And here the author is scowling at her, right? I try. I want to be a day is partly sunny versus the day is partly cloudy. Makes me want to see it that way. I have a healthy dose of reality. What did I miss? So funny you get grossed out of our fly card and pick on me for hating octopus that will kill you and eat your eyeballs out of your face. Yeah, but flies carry disease. And so to me, I'm always like, that's okay. You can pick on me for feet. I hate feet. I'm an x-ray tech that used to have to x-ray feet, and I would trade with anyone. I would trade for a BE, which is a barium enema. I would stick a tube up someone's ass and put barium in there before I did feet. I don't know what it is. I hate feet. Hate it. So yes, I am irrational about some things too. All right. Tarot cards, the equivalent of a child's magic 8-ball and children's imagination. Well, I'm so glad you're here, El Tejano. You're obviously in the right place. Feet can be nasty as hell. I know. They're gross. Barium enema brings back a nightmarish day. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kay. Every time you hit the button, a squirrel gets an acorn. Please help feed the animals and the arms of an angel. I love it. You're awesome. El Goliath. Love, love, love this one. Oh shit. Let's see if I can read this. Hang on. Wow, this seems small today. In this card, we can see a grim scenario playing out. Nature is full of beauty and brutality all at the same time. Here we see a dark, gloomy cliff in the middle of a storm. Against the edge of the cliff is a small white scorpion putting up a good fight against a colossal adversary, a giant black scorpion. He continues to face each striking blow, knowing it would be wise if he could try to slip away from the battle to live another day. But he cannot, as he is backed against the edge of the cliff. The energy of this card suggests that you are currently engaged in a bitter battle or fight. The tension of a situation is rising like the tide and building into hostility. This card is common in work-related readings and shows that there is an ongoing dispute where neither side involved will win. This card is connected to a battle for freedom, liberation, and rights. This could also be connected to facing off in a legal battle with a powerful opponent. It shows that fighting is always the last resort, but the time has now come where that is inevitable. Are you able to put down your sword and look for a less extreme approach? Is your point of view so strong that you will not back down or agree to compromise a little? Is this fight really worth it, or do you have bigger fish to fry elsewhere? I know Mercury is almost over, but it's still killing me. The Five of Swords is not a passive card, and it asks you to understand that if you do not fight, then you will not have the things you want. Sometimes things cannot be resolved without conflict. So that's a little different kind of view on it too. Great imagery in this card, though. The battle and you can almost see the lightning and the the angry storm, the rain pounding down. I have to say I like my spiders outside, right? Nope, don't do spiders, but if we can, we put them outside. Yep. Hate my feet being touched, but love doing reflexology for anyone. No kidding. I can't do that. Blah. I can deal with spiders more than centipedes. Oh, I'm so with you there. Centipedes have no reason to live. Anything with that many legs, there's something very wrong. Okay, so here is the right now card. And here is the before card. So the before card is in the midst of battle. Here he is just pounding away here, getting, they're getting pummeled. There's already one little or two that have ran away already, and now the last two are still trying to fight it out. but not doing very well at all. They're losing miserably. This is the before tarot. And then the after tarot. I don't know. This one seems kind of stupid to me. This is the during. And then this is the after. So he kind of, I don't know, is even more of a douchebag, raising his arms like, ha, motherfuckers, I got you. You loser. Or perhaps he's calling after him. Loser. Loser. And then finally, the behind, or the Tarot of the New Vision. So this is what we see from this view. If we turn it around and we look at the back. Wow, major destruction here. We are seeing like lightning in the midst of that storm. Lightning struck and perhaps killed his house or their house. Or is that a tornado? Kind of hard to tell. Definitely not good. At least it's something a little different. Again, I can live with this one, as opposed to some of them that we've seen that barely show any change. At least there's something there that's a little interesting. That storm brought up some lightning, perhaps. Okay, and finally, my back is hurting me tonight. Right? It is. Finally, Stephen's readings for us. So if you are in the midst of a reading, you pull this card for a career and finance. The Five of Swords indicates that there may be some conflict in the workplace. If it does not involve you directly, it's advisable to stay out of it. If you are involved, this card may suggest not focusing on coming out on top in this conflict, but rather the best way to emerge from it with your principles and dignity intact, even if that means that someone enjoys a short-term little victory. If the workplace becomes too hostile or abusive, it may be the time to move on if the situation can't be resolved. In finance, you may need to endure a short-term loss in order to move on and be successful in the long term. Magnifying glass. Yeah, yes. I did find the magnifying glass when I was cleaning this room, or starting to clean this room. Health. The Five of Swords indicates that there may be a situation which is causing stress and anxiety, which in turn is adversely affecting your health. You may need to remove yourself from the situation and alleviate the stress. This should result in health improvement. Relationships. The Five of Swords indicates there is some conflict in the relationship, obviously. Giving up the need to be right in the argument. Oh, good luck. I don't know about you, but that's really hard for me. Where am I? Some crap about giving up the need to be right. I'm kidding. I try. Rarely, but sometimes. In order to broker some peace. How long this peace lasts will depend on any underlying issues. I should not laugh. If there is an abusive element to the relationship where one party is seeking to dominate the other, this card may be suggesting to consider if it is time to leave the relationship, right? So at what cost are they winning? At what cost are you staying in this relationship? It may be time to walk away and admit defeat and just say, okay, I give up. Learn the lesson and live to fight on another day with someone else. The Five of Swords, in general, is a card of conflict, loss, and defeat. It's about choosing your battles wisely, knowing when to walk away. Gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. Okay, that's totally this card. The Gambler. I love Kenny. Okay. Also, be careful of trying to win no matter what the cost. My allergies are kicking in because of that fan. You may win, but the victory could be short-lived, and in the long term, the losses may outweigh any gain. A positive take from this card is that a sense of failure doesn't have to be a life sentence, but rather a stepping stone to better things. Learn the lessons and move on. It's not how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get back up afterwards. So true. So true. How many times you get back up. Soap gum. What? Thrills gum? I have no idea what that is. Okay, let's choose the card for next week. Don't forget, we have our self-dedication initiation is tomorrow and Friday. And then after Friday, we will talk about where we're at and see if we're going to be able to do the self-dedication initiation. Is right now scheduled for next week. We may have to put it off a little bit. We'll see. We'll talk about it next week after Friday, or we'll talk about it Friday probably. Tomorrow will be the initiation dedication class, which is going to be on the elements and symbols, and perhaps partly on a couple other things, but at least elements and symbols. So, let's hope for a good card. My other niece told me she's interested in this path as well. Yay! We'll have another. Yay! I'm so excited. See why the tradition to do this is over a year, right? I know it does seem like we're a little rushed with this, but we'll see. Here we go. Everybody, close your eyes for 1 second before I choose. And picture happy thoughts, because I don't think I can deal with another week of swords. Okay, here we go. Ready? It's okay, Thomas. You got time. You're fine. Okay, maybe I should have been more specific when I said not swords in my head, because this is the card that I was talking about in talking about the Five of Swords tonight, talking about, which what I said was the Nine of Swords, talking about being beat up and standing on this platform and feeling like everyone's against you. This is the Seven of Swords. But at least with this one, in the end, you are victorious. You're standing on that platform, you're above them, and you are victorious. So it's not over yet. We still have some rough and rocky path in front of us. But at least this one, okay, Mama, have Peter pick the cards, right? Jeez. At least, that's right. At least in this one, you do have the high, you do have the high ground and you are victorious. It's just like, oh, come on. Right? I need you to give me a positive affirmation each day. No kidding. I think that's whale song. I think that's your calling. You need to make us feel better about some of these cards. These really speak to my life right now. Well, I know it, right? That's okay. Just keep swimming. That's right. We will just keep moving on. And it does seem to be getting better. At least this time we are victorious. Even though it's been like, okay, why does it feel like everyone's against me? At the end, stand your ground and you will be victorious in this. Why am I talking about that already? That's next week. So stay tuned next week for the Seven of Swords. I will post the new event in the Facebook group immediately following. And I will also start the poll for the next tarot deck. Do you guys have any suggestions before I go of what you want in that poll? You'll be able to add suggestions on there also. But before I begin, that's okay. The Mushroom Tarot. Ooh, I don't know that one. Mushroom Tarot. All right. Mushroom Tarot. Uh-oh. Steven's saying next Tuesday is St. Patty's Day. Which is true. It is St. Patty's Day, or as I call it, Irish Heritage Day. That's okay to me. But, you know, some people might be out drinking green beer. I'm too old to do that shit anymore. But I will be wearing green. You can guarantee that. Keep in mind also this Saturday is the next show and sale with Cass from Mystic Dragon's Lair, which of course we called Erin go Bra because St. Patrick's Day is next week. And also Ostara is next week. Ostara. The Golden Wheel deck. Awesome. Harry Girl Bra. Here we go again. Erin go Bra. It means Ireland forever. Tarot of the Golden Wheel. Golden Wheel. Oh, I knew that. Did that deck get to you? Yes, Sherry Bug, it did. Thank you. And it is right here in my pile for Dana's next auction, which is growing and growing. So thank you, Sherry. Sherry has donated the Dark Goddess Oracle deck for Dana's auction, which is April 18th. Tarot Pussy Rat, please. Oh, you guys are funny. All right. I love you all to death. And you guys have a good night. Make sure you press that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to maybe be notified by YouTube when they're feeling nice. Love you all. We'll see you tomorrow.